Do you invest in a 401k or an IRA? Did you know you could lose 30, 40, even 50% of your investments when the market crashes? It's time you take control of your investments. For over 15 years, Phil'sGang.com's Phil Grandy has been teaching, coaching, and investing right along with all Phil's Gang members, making profits when the market is up or down. Phil'sGang.com posts daily market updates, has a live investing class, and all material is archived. Sounds too good to be true? Why not join thousands of satisfied Phil's Gang customers today? Go to philsgang.com, philsgang.com, or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. 877-600-4264.
For more information, simply go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264.
philsgang.com.
As a mother, you don't want to have to worry about this bill is coming, but then she needs this chemo. That's a decision you shouldn't have to make.
At St. Jude, a family never sees a bill at all. It's like the world has been lifted off of your shoulders.
The treatment doesn't get any better than what you receive at St. Jude. It saved my life. It saved my daughter's life. It saved our family.
St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Finding cures. Saving children. Learn more at stjude.org.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. It's always about fees. That's right. It's always about fees. When you're investing in anything, it's about fees, but especially 401ks. Let me explain to you how you get screwed with a 401k. Nobody will tell you this. You'll be told with a $25,000 investment, your 401k will return 7%, and over 30 years, you'll retire with a nest egg of $226,000 with a fee of 0.5%. That is a lie. Do you know if you just bump it from 0.5% to 1.5%, that $226,000 drops to $160 with 2% fee? It drops to $123. But you know what most fees are? 3%. So you're going to drop almost below $100,000. Join my gang, philsgang.com, and get rid of that 401k. It is not for your benefit.
Isn't it time you reduce your fear of investing? Find out more at philsgang.com, philsgang.com, or call 877-600-4264. 877-600-4264. 877-600-4264.
It's pretty amazing when you consider that 7 years ago, we didn't have the treatments we have now. We cure 80% of children with cancer. Go back 50 years, we were curing 20 to 30%. This is the miracle story of modern medicine. We understand what makes this cancer tick. And of course, without donors from around the world, this just couldn't happen. There's one thing we're focused on, and that's beating this thing.
St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Finding cures. Saving children. Learn more at stjude.org.
Do you invest in a 401k or an IRA? Did you know you could lose 30, 40, even 50% of your investments when the market crashes? It's time you take control of your investments. For over 15 years, philsgang.com's Phil Grandy has been teaching, coaching, and investing right along with all Phil's Gang members, making profits when the market is up or down. philsgang.com posts daily market updates, has a live investing class, and all material is archived. Sounds too good to be true? Why not join thousands of satisfied Phil's Gang customers today? Go to philsgang.com, philsgang.com, or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. 877-600-4264.
For more information, simply go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264.
philsgang.com.
Are you ready to get serious about your financial future? Reduce your debt, pay off those student loans, and prepare for retirement. Taking control of your finances can be intimidating, but with philsgang.com, you'll be educated and guided to make smart investment decisions in the stock market. If the market is up or down, philsgang.com is the only source where you'll learn how to trade stocks and how to invest in the stock market using professional-level skills and strategies. For more information, go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
As a mother, you don't want to have to worry about this bill is coming, but then she needs this chemo. That's a decision you shouldn't have to make.
El que San Jude no cobra ni un centavo para nosotros significa quitarnos todo ese estrés, esa preocupación y podernos enfocar en nuestra hija.
That was the first thing I was like, how are we going to do this? When St. Jude told us that we didn't have to pay a single bill, I was like, wow. they pretty much have saved us.
It's like the world has been lifted off of your shoulders, and now your focus is supporting this child.
There is not another hospital like St. Jude. The patient care is unmatchable. It saved my life. It saved my daughter's life. It saved our family.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy of philsgang.com. We're a teaching format. And boy, do we give good service. You know, buying a stock doesn't have to be complicated. The reason why Wall Street makes it complicated is so to make you think you need to hire them. You can do better without them, believe me, because you're not going to have those big fees. Come to Phil's Gang, where we'll show you an easy way to buy a stock. philsgang.com, where we don't make it complicated but profitable.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call. That's 877-600-4264. The stocks discussed on Phil's Gang are not in any way a recommendation or solicitation to buy, sell, or hold. If considering acting on information presented, we first recommend you seek out a competent, licensed professional for advice. Get ready for the radio show that tells you what Wall Street doesn't want you to know.
Oh, I'm a money magnet. Money's coming to me. Money sets me free. I'm a money magnet. Money's coming to me.
It's your daily dose of how to manage your money. And now it's time for Phil's Gang on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. With your host, Phil Grandy.
In the presence of uncertainty and the absence of accelerating inflationary pressures, it would be unwise for policy to foreclose on the possibility of making further gains in the labor market.
My own personal view, and she does not call me for advice, by the way, but 25 basis points is a drop in the bucket. We say to you all, it's 25 basis points, go really slow. Don't worry about it. Let's just raise rates.
Oh, yeah, that's Jamie. Let's just raise rates. Yeah, why not? After all, they make more money, the banks, when they raise rates, right? But wages and salaries for our Main Street workers is at the smallest quarterly gain since 1982. And oh, by the way, how about those ages between 18 and 34? They're earning less today than they did at the start of 2009. And how about those aged between 22 and 34? They're earning less today than the day Obama took office. And oh, the real good age between 45 and 54, that's the age at which you're supposed to be at earning peak. Instead, are you kidding? Their net worth is plunging. They're getting laid off. Or they're part-time when they're at their peak and should be doing the best. Many of them are in the 9 million discouraged workers. Oh, but let's just raise rates, just so the banks can make more money. Disposable income, that's the income after you finish paying all your bills? Well, guess what? It's at a 10-year low. You finish paying your bills, you don't have any money left. Not only that, but the dollars that are in your wallet, they're called paper units. Don't call them dollars. Everybody thinks of dollars. They're not dollars. They're pieces of paper units. And when you go to the supermarket or go gas up or anywhere you go, those paper units are worth a lot less. You got to give 2 or 3 more paper units to buy the same stuff you bought a year ago. What are you, nuts? That's the greedy bankers, all right. It's unbelievable, isn't it? Capital investment. Oh, yeah, now's the time to raise rates, all right. Capital investment is down. CEOs aren't putting money into their factories or machines or their people or R&D. No, they're buying stock. What are you, nuts? We just had this genius, this woman, Fed Governor Layla Brainerd. Remember what happened on Friday? The market collapsed 400 points like that because she said, oh, I think it's time to raise rates. Remember what I said to you? I said, I'm not going to raise rates. And I told my gang, I said, look at your chart. Don't get fooled here. I said, a one-day drop in the market is not a trend. Those are called reversals. On a chart, you need what they call a key reversal. That's a big difference, a key reversal. And then today she comes out and everything turns around and goes back up the other way. That's called volatility. That's good. We want to see volatility. That's when you make money. But one day on the way down 400 points, or now that they reversed, one day on the way back up 200 points, no. That does not make a trend in either direction. So they told my gang, let's just chill out, and the charts will tell us what to do. This is ridiculous. It's unbelievable. Why they send these people out is beyond me. It's just nuts. It's just nuts. We just found out over the weekend that they're not going to raise rates. First of all, it's the market. Everything's just too weak. The economy's too weak. Only 6 of 18 industries reported an increase in new orders. Only 6 of 18 industries that make up our stock market reported an increase in new orders, while only 8 reported an increase in production. Hey, how about the hot auto sales? If you can breathe, we'll finance you. Hey, how about that? That must be still on fire. No, it's not. It's rolling over. Dropped 4% in August. Another reason the U.S. is falling into a recession. That's right, we are. We're going right back into another recession. I don't believe we ever got out of a recession. I think the numbers are all phony that told us we were out of recession. I don't believe we ever got out of one. How could we? But let's pretend we did. The problem is we're falling into another recession because construction spending is falling off a cliff. Did you see the spending jobs? Did you see the construction jobs? Like nothing. We had 34,000, 35,000 bartender, waitress, healthcare servers, construction. I think we were negative 6,000, 7,000. No construction spending, falling off a cliff. And each of the 7 times since 1970s, going back to my charts, every time that's happened, we fell into a recession. Every bit of economic data we get is disappointing. The labor report, retail sales, and both the ISM manufacturing and non-manufacturing surveys last week were below consensus, below expectations. What are you, nuts? There will be no rate hike other than the U.S. government. I'll tell you why there's not going to be a rate hike. You really want to know the bottom line? Because the government is the biggest borrower of money. That's why. But really think about it. How can they raise rates when your typical wage is below what it was in 1970? How can they raise rates? Doesn't make any sense. Look at the student loans. If you raise rates right now on house mortgages, car mortgages, auto loans, student loans, are you nuts? When there's no work, there's no wages, the work is lousy. When 2/3 of Main Street are living paycheck to paycheck, you're going to raise rates on their house, on their cars, on their student loans. Almost 30% don't have a steady employment. That's right. 30% of Main Street do not have steady employment. Most are working part-time. That sucks because you don't get insurance. There's no unemployment insurance. You lose your job, you're screwed. There's no worker compensation if you're injured. No time and a half. You don't get time and a half for working more than 40 hours a week. No minimum wage. Those on contract wage. And those on contract have to pay for their own Social Security. Over 37% of Main Street workers have dropped out of the workforce altogether to join the other 9 million. Our schools, our infrastructure stink. And we've got to rely on our schools and infrastructure. They've all been neglected. The money's been taken by Congress and given to welfare. Build the welfare empire. That's right. Now, do you think all this happened by accident? Of course not. It was all by design. All by design. Those with the great wealth, our owners, the banking cartel, the wealthiest 151 individuals, have translated all their wealth into political power. And with that political power, they were able to bust our labor unions, have the taxes, cut the taxes in half that they pay, cut safety nets, deregulated Wall Street, privatized much of the economy, expanded bankruptcy protection only for themselves, the elitists, the rich. Well, the guy on Main Street, he can't even file bankruptcy if he's got a student loan. But boy, they expanded bankruptcy for their own protection, so when they do a big deal and they get and they lose money, they can just file bankruptcy. Yet at the same time, they forced Main Street into mandatory arbitration of employment disputes. Think about that. They expanded their own patents and intellectual property. They got trade deals through NAFTA, which we lost almost 1 million jobs. Oh, we're going to raise rates on that kind of a record? What, are you nuts? This is crazy. This is crazy. It makes no sense at all. We got a real problem. But if you're going to create wealth, I'll show you how to do it, regardless of all these problems. We'll be right back. It is 15 past the hour here on Phil's Gang. Join my gang.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG. Phil Grandy is a career businessman who has also been an entrepreneur all his life. He has used his business skills to take companies on the abyss of bankruptcy and bringing them back to profitability. Phil has been honored by Inc. magazine with the 500 fastest growing privately held companies and has been recognized with the prestigious Entrepreneur of the Year award. From the real estate to gas and oil industries to the stock market, Phil Grandy has mastered his line of business from start to finish. And with a passion and desire to make you a profitable investor, only Phil teaches you and guides you to make informed, unemotional investment decisions. And you'll gain the knowledge of what Wall Street doesn't want you to know. If you want to learn from the best and strengthen your ability to invest, then turn to Phil Grandy and philsgang.com. Simply call Phil's Gang at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Or go to philsgang.com.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. It's always about fees. That's right. It's always about fees. When you're investing in anything, it's about fees, but especially 401ks. Let me explain to you how you get screwed with a 401k. Nobody will tell you this. You'll be told with a $25,000 investment, your 401k will return 7%, and over 30 years, you'll retire with a nest egg of $226,000 with a fee of 0.5%. That is a lie. Do you know if you just bump it from 0.5% to 1.5%, that $226,000 drops to $160 with 2% fee? It drops to $123. But you know what most fees are? 3%. So you're going to drop almost below $100,000. Join my gang, philsgang.com, and get rid of that 401k. It is not for your benefit.
Isn't it time you reduce your fear of investing? Find out more at philsgang.com, philsgang.com, or call 877-600-4264. 877-600-4264. 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. You know, people make it too complicated. Wall Street tells you the market cap and the trailing PE and the forward PE and price to sales to confuse you. All you need to know is, does the stock have volume? What's that mean? Energy. What does that mean? If you have people buying a stock, enough of the stock's being bought, it influences the prices to go up. Join my gang, philsgang.com. We're using charting, philsgang.com.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call. That's 877-600-4264. Phil Grandy is a career businessman who has also been an entrepreneur all his life. He has used his business skills to take companies on the abyss of bankruptcy and bringing them back to profitability. Phil has been honored by Inc. magazine with the 500 fastest growing privately held companies and has been recognized with the prestigious Entrepreneur of the Year award. From the real estate to gas and oil industries to the stock market, Phil Grandy has mastered his line of business from start to finish. And with a passion and desire to make you a profitable investor, only Phil teaches you and guides you to make informed, unemotional investment decisions. And you'll gain the knowledge of what Wall Street doesn't want you to know. If you want to learn from the best and strengthen your ability to invest, then turn to Phil Grandy and philsgang.com. Simply call Phil's Gang at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Or go to philsgang.com.
As a mother, you don't want to have to worry about this bill is coming, but then she needs this chemo. That's a decision you shouldn't have to make.
At St. Jude, a family never sees a bill at all. It's like the world has been lifted off of your shoulders.
The treatment doesn't get any better than what you receive at St. Jude. It saved my life. It saved my daughter's life. It saved our family.
St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Finding cures, saving children. Learn more at stjude.org.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. It's always about fees. That's right. It's always about fees. When you're investing in anything, it's about fees, but especially 401ks. Let me explain to you how you get screwed with a 401k. Nobody will tell you this. You'll be told with a $25,000 investment, your 401k will return 7%, and over 30 years, you'll retire with a nest egg of $226,000 with a fee of 0.5%. That is a lie. Do you know if you just bump it from 0.5% to 1.5%, that $226,000 drops to 160 with 2% fee? It drops to 123. But you know what most fees are? 3%. So you're going to drop almost below $100,000. Join my gang, philsgang.com, and get rid of that 401k. It is not for your benefit.
Isn't it time you reduce your fear of investing? Find out more at philsgang.com, philsgang.com, or call 877-600-4264. 877-600-4264. 877-600-4264. Welcome back. Looking for insights and investing information? Join Phil Grandy and become a Phil's Gang member today. For more information, go to philsgang.com.
And welcome back to Phil's Gang. Let me give you my number, 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-GANG. Join the gang. It's only $39.95 for the membership. Now, the membership gives you great information. It's a beautiful teaching format, I think, which is the best in the country for $39.95. Are you kidding? Comparable sites are $500 a month, $600, $1,200 a month, $39.95. But we always sell at that price so that if you're making money, you can please donate to St. Jude. But the other reason I always kept it that low, so you can afford to buy the charts. That's right. Especially the MV1 and the MV2. The MV2 chart we use for folks who are very busy, don't have time to learn, don't have time to do anything, okay? And yet they can participate in the market the way they should and have the comfort to be out of the market. But more important, to be not only the comfort to get out of the market before it tanks or before a stock tanks, but you have the advantage of when a stock does tank or the market tank, you can ride it down with great confidence. Because it's so easy. You just watch and see if it turns red, and you hit the button that says sell short. You make money on the way down. Here's a very interesting thing. Biotech. Give you an example. You don't have to know anything about biotech. You don't know anything about Amgen. You don't have to know anything about any of the biotech companies. You don't. So if you decided, I'm going to invest $5,000 of my money, and I want to make at least 10% of my money a year, minimum. 10%. That should be your goal. So, give you an example. You don't need to have any expert, any of these people with pompadour hairdos and their fancy suits. You don't have to have any of these dopes helping you. You don't need it. So here, XBI, that is the exchange traded fund. You should always put your exchange traded fund on the MV2. It's perfect. It was red. It was telling you the institutions were pulling their money out. Now, what are institutions? Your banks, the managers of your 401k, the managers of your pension funds. So they're pulling money out starting back on June 27th. They're pulling it out. Keep pulling it out. June 29th, pull it out. July 5th. Finally, on July 7th, it turned green. So that meant you could buy with great comfort and confidence. You didn't have to know anything about this group, this exchange traded fund, this basket of biotech. You didn't know a thing about it. Then she kept going up. She was green, going up. And also July. And then, bang, she turned red. Okay, on August 10th. So think about that. So you went from about $55 when it turned in July to green. And then it turned red in August. So you knew when to get in. Very easy. You knew right here to get in. And you knew when to get out. That was a return of 16%. 16. I'm not making this up. Now, once it turned red, and it is still red today, what a beautiful time to get in right now. Join my gang, pick up the MV2 free for 4 weeks, and then follow this stock. By following this stock on my MV2, you got it made. I mean, you can see how it works. Let me fix this again. So again, you can see on my chart where we got in and where you got out right there. So simple. So simple. So check it out and join the gang and get the MV2 for 4 weeks for free. It works. You know, I want to go back to something today that really drove me nuts on the politics. Listen to this. This is unbelievable. This morning, John Harwood from MSNBC went after Trump. Listen what he says about Trump.
The interest rates are kept down by President Obama. I have no doubt that that's the reason that they are being kept down. I love low interest rates, but for the country, something has to happen. I don't think it's going to happen very much because he wants to go out, he wants to play golf for the rest of his life, and he doesn't care what's going to happen after January.
So he's talking about how interest rates are fake. They're keeping them low. And he's right. These rates been low too long. Way too long. He's right. So then Harwood, I'll play some more cuts with how Harwood goes against them.
He made these comments about the independence of the Fed, and he said the Justice Department, the Fed, and the FBI, all of which I used to think were independent, are not independent. And I just had an exchange with Tony Fratto, former Bush administration Treasury official, who friend of our show as well, who said he thought that was an outrageous attack on the independence of the Fed. Donald Trump was saying that President Obama was keeping his interest rates down. So I think this is not necessarily the smartest way for Donald Trump to use that interview.
Why? He told the truth. Are you kidding me? The Fed? They're rigged. Are you kidding? The Fed, Obama dictates to the Fed where he wants the rates, up or down. Who picks the chairman of the Fed? Obama, the president, picks the chairman. Obama is the boss. The Fed is not independent. The FBI is independent? Are you nuts? We saw what Hillary Clinton, she got a pass. Anybody else would have went to jail. Justice Department? Are you kidding? Independent? The head of the Justice Department, Clinton, pulls up his jet next to her jet. They all get together and swap spit for about an hour. Are you nuts? They're not. This guy is nuts. This guy Harwood. I mean, he's a reporter for CNBC. He just carries the Kool-Aid for Clinton. But here's what really got me. Listen to this.
He referred again to Elizabeth Warren, the senator from Massachusetts, as Pocahontas, a reference to her the Indian heritage that she has asserted. And this is something that the kind of epithet that plays right into the basket of deplorables issue that we talked about.
Oh, really? Really? Wow. This is bad. Wow, that's deplorable. Deplorable. Can you imagine going after her? She's an Indian? What a bunch of nonsense. Are you kidding? First of all, how could it be deplorable? She's not an Indian. She's a phony. She got into Harvard by lying that she was a Cherokee Indian. She jumped ahead of everybody else in line to get a job as a professor. She jumped about 75 other people. But here's what's more deplorable. But he doesn't think this is deplorable, that she lied? More deplorable is that Harvard embraced the lie. When I come back, I'll tell you why. Even more deplorable.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
Do you invest in a 401k or an IRA? Did you know you could lose 30, 40, even 50% of your investments when the market crashes? It's time you take control of your investments. For over 15 years, philsgang.com's Phil Grandy has been teaching, coaching, and investing right along with all Phil's Gang members, making profits when the market is up or down. philsgang.com posts daily market updates, has a live investing class, and all material is archived. Sounds too good to be true? Why not join thousands of satisfied Phil's Gang customers today? Go to philsgang.com, philsgang.com, or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. 877-600-4264.
For more information, simply go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264.
philsgang.com.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. You hear me talk about 401ks every day on my radio show. Why? Because it's such a disservice. 89 million Americans have a 401k. There's 638,000 plans. And the father of the 401k, Ted Brenner, even admitted they're a scam. He doesn't endorse them anymore because of the ridiculous fees. You got to get away from those fees. Remember, every 1% fee, they take 30% of your retirement money. The average fund is 2.5%. 60% of the money is going to be gone when you're ready to retire. You don't need to do that. There's an alternative. Join my gang, philsgang.com. philsgang.com. Seek out the alternative. Give yourself a break. philsgang.com. Sign up today.
Find out more at philsgang.com, philsgang.com, or call 877-600-4264, 877-600-4264, 877-600-4264. Phil Grandy is a career businessman who has also been an entrepreneur all his life. He has used his business skills to take companies on the abyss of bankruptcy and bringing them back to profitability. Phil has been honored by Inc. magazine for the 500 fastest growing privately held companies and has been recognized with a prestigious Entrepreneur of the Year award. From the real estate to gas and oil industries to the stock market, Phil Grandy has mastered his line of business from start to finish. And with a passion and desire to make you a profitable investor, only Phil teaches you and guides you to make informed, unemotional investment decisions. And you'll gain the knowledge of what Wall Street doesn't want you to know. If you want to learn from the best and strengthen your ability to invest, then turn to Phil Grandy and philsgang.com. Simply call Phil's Gang at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Or go to philsgang.com. Are you ready to get serious about your financial future? Reduce your debt, pay off those student loans, and prepare for retirement. Taking control of your finances can be intimidating, but with philsgang.com, you will be educated and guided to make smart investment decisions in the stock market. If the market is up or down, philsgang.com is the only source where you'll learn how to trade stocks and how to invest in the stock market using professional-level skills and strategies. For more information, go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
As a mother, you don't want to have to worry about this bill is coming, but then she needs this chemo. That's a decision you shouldn't have to make.
El que San Jude no cobra ni un centavo para nosotros significa quitarnos todo ese estrés, esa preocupación y podernos enfocar en nuestra hija.
That was the first thing I was like, how are we going to do this? When St. Jude told us that we didn't have to pay a single bill, I was like, wow. They pretty much have saved us.
It's like the world has been lifted off of your shoulders, and now your focus is supporting this child.
There is not another hospital like St. Jude. The patient care is unmatchable. It saved my life. It saved my daughter's life. It saved our family.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. There's nothing worse than you're investing in a stock and during the day something happens and you don't know what to do. You don't know who to call. Or you call somebody and they just give you a bunch of BS. Not here at Phil's Gang. We value every gang member. During the day, you got a question about your stock, you contact us. We have the best service in the world. philsgang.com. You're not alone. You're a gang member.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call. That's 877-600-4264. You're listening to the Phil's Gang Show with Phil Grandy. Be sure to check out the all-new Phil's Gang website at philsgang.com.
He referred again to Elizabeth Warren, the senator from Massachusetts, as Pocahontas.
Yes, Pocahontas, and he says that was deplorable, deplorable. But here's amazing about these people, how sick they are. So Elizabeth Warren jumps ahead of the line, all the applicants, to be a professor at Harvard. Harvard did all this research and found out she was lying. She was lying. She lied. She wasn't even a 1/32nd Cherokee. She said she was 1/32nd of a Cherokee. The census record for 1860 lists the allegedly Cherokee great-great-great-grandmother, she claimed, O.C. Sarah Smith Crawford, as white. Also, Warren's family isn't listed in the Cherokee register. They found she was lying, but they rewarded her. Now, but of course, this is not deplorable. So Harvard, so desperate to show the students at that time, were rioting at Harvard, you maybe remember, because they said Harvard, the staff, the professors were not diversified. So Harvard, instead of getting rid of her as a liar, a fraud, embraced her and the lie. Said, oh, this is a great opportunity. We can tell people that we got an Indian, that she's an Indian. But she wasn't an Indian. So they embraced her, embraced the lie, put her ahead of against 70 other applicants or whatever it was. But here's the other thing. But they also made a half-black dilettante, I should say, a half-black dilettante president of Harvard Law Review. All because the students were looking for diversification. Now, you're telling me Harvard doesn't think it's deplorable that she lied? Or it's more deplorable that Harvard embraced the lie just to satisfy the kids? Boy, somebody's sick. They're just sick, aren't they? Isn't that amazing? And by the way, Fed is not independent. It's outrageous to think they were. It's crazy. It's not. They're not. They're not independent. But let's do this. Let's talk a little bit about some stocks. The stock market had this volatility for the first time in 43 days. It felt good. The market dropped on Friday because they said that we're going to have a rate hike. Of course, we weren't. I told you it wasn't going to happen. I told you with wages at a 30-year low, they can't possibly, with rates at a 30-year low, no growth, we have no economic growth, they can't absorb the rate hike. And the folks, because wages are so low, can't absorb the rate hike on home mortgages, autos, student loans, etc. They just aren't going to do it. So having my chart, we could, and I showed my gang what a key reversal was. When that sold off on Friday, I said, let's be careful now. And I showed them a pattern, simple pattern, that when there's a reversal and then it has to turn to a key reversal to identify that this market was going to continue to go down. If it doesn't get the key part of the reversal, it doesn't keep going down. It's going to come right back up. And that's exactly what happened. Now we don't have a key reversal going back up. We just have a reversal down that turned around and went right back up again. So that neutralizes it. This is what you learn about patterns. It's not hard. It's easy. For those people who don't have any time to learn about patterns, then just learn about colors. If you don't know what red is or green is, we'll show you. It's real simple. But for those who want more action, who want to get into a stock, invest it anywhere from 2 days to 5 days to 7 days, want more action, there's no better place to learn than here. But for those who are very, very short on time, it's a beautiful thing. You'll never get the returns anywhere else than the stock market because you're going to just decouple, I should say, from all the nonsense. Here, listen to this. This is nuts.
You know, we had an awful sell-off on Friday, but I think most people, including myself, are going to sit back, relax, have a Budweiser. I love the stock. I think 20% by the Super Bowl.
Well, how do you know it's going to be up 20% by the Super Bowl? Who knows that? Nobody knows that. Nobody knows it. Right now it's green. But I don't know if it's going to turn red or not. So you can buy Bud when it's green. If it turns red 2 days later, you're out. Isn't that nice? But listen to this one.
Stocks, dividend stocks that are new de facto bonds. Barnes & Noble has a 5.2% yield. I own it. I think it's up 15% a year.
How does he know that? How does he know that? These guys on CNBC. You see them on CNBC. Their pompadour hairdos and their fancy suits. How does anyone come on TV and tell you that? That they know? I don't know what I'm going to have for supper, but they know. But I can tell you when the money's going in. I can tell you when the money's going out. That's the beautiful thing about technology. We now can track the money of the institutions when they buy the stock, and that's going to make it go up. Or sell it. It's going to make it go down. You know, there was a thing we used to call price discovery. We used to, years ago, as I told you, buy stocks based on identifying stocks that got into trouble because of management, and they dropped, and we'd go out looking for stocks that they just had great value, but were deeply discounted because management screwed up. And we'd fix it, and you knew new management was going to come in. You'd buy that stock, hold on for 10, 15 years, and you'd have a great portfolio. Those days are gone. People don't even know what makes a stock go up. You know that? Price discovery. But there's no more price discovery. What is price discovery? Is when a buyer and a seller agree on a price. Supply and demand is what moves the stock price, but you still have to agree on the price, called price discovery. All that's gone now. In other words, suppose Amgen, a pharmaceutical company stock, is trading at $55 today. They just announced their new cancer drug was banned during the day by the FDA. Now, the shares is at the current price of $55. Now it's less attractive, right? So those interested in buying Amgen will want to lower their price. That's known as the bid. And those interested in selling Amgen, they're going to offer it lower to get rid of it. That's known as the ask. So price discovery is when a buyer and seller agree on a price, meaning that the bid and the ask are identical. At that point, the supply equals the willing seller and the demand equals willing buyers. And when their mutual interest intersects, that becomes price discovery. That's all gone now. That used to be when the market was independent. We had a free market system. No more. The Federal Reserve rigs the stock market. But that's beautiful. That's beautiful. Because all you have to do now is you don't have to know all the fundamentals of the stock. You don't have to know and depend on these gangsters on Wall Street or these planners who are. You don't have to. Most people say, I don't understand profit margins. I don't understand operating margins. I don't understand any of that. What's a return on asset? What's a bid? I don't know any of that. You don't have to know any of that now. You can participate in the stock market and do well by simply using a chart that tells you, get out. Get out. It's time to get out. It turned red. Or get in. It turned green. So try it for 4 weeks for free. All I ask is to join the gang for 1 month for $39.95. Now, the reason why I have you join the gang for $39.95, I'm just giving it the MV2 free, because I want to know you're serious. I want to know you're serious. So you have, instead of just saying, give everybody free for 4 months, no. Or for 4 weeks, no. You join the gang for $39.95, and you're going to see what we're about for $39.95. The value alone for $39.95 is huge. Huge. But during that 4 weeks, you're going to learn how to use this MV2, and you're going to say, why haven't I done that? So here you go. 877-600-GANG. They're waiting for your call. 877-600-GANG. Get your free MV2 right now as you join the membership. Just need a membership for 4 weeks, $39.95. You get the $24.95 MV2 free. You won't believe how well it works.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. You know, most people get involved with a 401k because of the employer match. They really believe that there's free money. There's no free money. It's a scam. Here's how it works. You ever notice that you can't get the money all at once? Why not? Why don't they just give you the match all at once? Why over 6 years? Because they know only 12% of the people who work for a company stay for 6 years or more. Only 12% are there for 6 years. That's why they plugged it to 6 years. They know you're not going to stay. So it's not for your benefit. It's for the benefit of the company. It's a scam. There's an alternative, though. Phil's Gang. Join my gang. philsgang.com. philsgang.com.
Find out more at philsgang.com, philsgang.com, or call 877-600-4264, 877-600-4264, 877-600-4264, 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy of philsgang.com. We're a teaching format. And boy, do we give good service. You know, buying a stock doesn't have to be complicated. The reason why Wall Street makes it complicated is so to make you think you need to hire them. You can do better without them, believe me, because you're not going to have those big fees. Come to Phil's Gang, where we'll show you an easy way to buy a stock. philsgang.com, where we don't make it complicated but profitable.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call. That's 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy of philsgang.com. It's always about fees. That's right. It's always about fees. When you're investing in anything, it's about fees, but especially 401ks. Let me explain to you how you get screwed with a 401k. Nobody will tell you this. You'll be told with a $25,000 investment, your 401k will return 7%, and over 30 years, you'll retire with a nest egg of $226,000 with a fee of 0.5%. That is a lie. Do you know if you just bump it from 0.5% to 1.5%, that $226,000 drops to 160 with 2% fee? It drops to 123. But you know what most fees are? 3%. So you're going to drop almost below $100,000. Join my gang, philsgang.com, and get rid of that 401k. It is not for your benefit.
Isn't it time you reduce your fear of investing? Find out more at philsgang.com, philsgang.com, or call 877-600-4264. 877-600-4264. 877-600-4264.
As a mother, you don't want to have to worry about this bill is coming, but then she needs this chemo. That's a decision you shouldn't have to make.
At St. Jude, a family never sees a bill at all. It's like the world has been lifted off of your shoulders.
The treatment doesn't get any better than what you receive at St. Jude. It saved my life. It saved my daughter's life. It saved our family.
St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Finding cures. Saving children. Learn more at stjude.org.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy of philsgang.com. You know, most people get involved with a 401k because of the employer match. They really believe that there's free money. There's no free money. It's a scam. Here's how it works. You ever notice that you can't get the money all at once? Why not? Why don't they just give you the match all at once? Why over 6 years? Because they know only 12% of the people who work for a company stay for 6 years or more. Only 12% are there for 6 years. That's why they plugged it to 6 years. They know you're not going to stay. So it's not for your benefit. It's for the benefit of the company. It's a scam. There's an alternative, though. Phil's Gang. Join my gang. philsgang.com. philsgang.com.
Find out more at philsgang.com, philsgang.com, or call 877-600-4264, 877-600-4264, 877-600-4264, 877-600-4264. Welcome back to the Phil's Gang Show. This segment is brought to you by the Max Investor 1000 Stock Charts. For more information, go to philsgang.com.
I think the Target has been getting a lot of bad press recently. And you know what? For years, it's been up and down. It's in a bit of a down cycle. This is probably a time you want to buy it as it comes out of favor.
You never want to buy a stock when it's going down. What are you, nuts? Take Target. Target went from red to green at $68 back in June 24th. It went from 68 all the way up to 78. I'm sorry, 74. 68 to 74. It turned red. It turned red. So it goes up 8%, and now it's turned red in August 2nd. It's been red ever since. Turned red about $75.96 on the opening, and today it's at $69. And he's telling you to buy it now? What are you, nuts? Buy Target now? Now, he's talking about fundamentals. I'd buy it now because the fundamentals. No, you buy it. You buy it when it turns green. You buy it when the institutions push their money back in, not when they're taking it out. Why would you paddle against the current? What are you, nuts? This is the beauty about having charting. And the algorithms are set up to follow the institutional money. Why on earth would you listen to these people? And all I ask, if you make some money, please remember St. Jude. That's all. It works. What doesn't work is the lying. You know, this thing with Hillary Clinton is driving me nuts. Do you know what's really funny about Hillary Clinton? When she was a student in college, she was complaining that the CEOs of companies were making too much money. She was on the campus organizing the campus kids to talk about CEOs making way too much money. So when Bill Clinton finally became president, Hillary talked him into putting this code in, IRS code 162M. Now, this is the code they put in. And this would make sure that everybody, every CEO would just get $1 million flat fee. That's it. Flat fee. Now, they could have an incentive and get stock options, but no, this was good. They were going to cap their salaries. Because remember, these two kids came off they were kids when they came off the campus and they ran for president, for God's sakes. Two socialist communist kids. They're going to tell everybody how much they're going to make. How stupid was that? So now, here we are today, and what did we find out? That was so dumb, because what the CEOs are doing, they're getting their $1 million, but they went back, when they did that, all the way back when they were, when he first became president, Bill Clinton, the average, the CEOs at the 350 largest corporations average $4.9 million a year in compensation. Today, you know what they're averaging? $30 million. This is the mother lode of income inequality. And why? Because as a result of the IRS code 162M. And remember, what that was also about was really bad, is that every corporation could write off all the salaries so that they would save on taxes. But guess what they did? They ended up raising taxes on the rest of us. On Main Street, we ended up subsidizing the corporations because the corporations could write off and pay lower taxes. We had to make up the difference. They raised our taxes. So all of a sudden, what is she talking about before she got pneumonia? She was going to come in and get rid of this IRS code 162M, but she never mentioned it was her husband in her bill. What a phony. What a phony. So the problem is, with that bill, saying, okay, just go get stock options. You can have as many stock options you want. And her idea was she was going to cap everybody at $1 million and give them stock options so they would look long-term instead of quarter-to-quarter. How stupid that was. They even looked shorter-term, because now what they did, when they could get, especially when they could borrow money free, zero interest, they would borrow the money and buy stocks back, buy their stock back so their option price would get hit. So they're making a fortune now. So by trying to control, see, this is her problem. She's power crazy. Trying to control the wages of the CEOs. They think they're making too much money. She screwed everything up. Where now today, what's happening is our economy is not growing because of IRS code 162M. What CEO in their right mind would plow their profits or go borrow money at 0% and plow it into a company for capital investment to produce more goods with better tools so that the employees would be better and producing more and get wages? No, they're not doing that, increasing their wages. They're not increasing the employees' wages. Why would they? They're buying their own shares back. So this IRS code screwed everything up. And that's what happens when government gets involved. They do nothing right. These bureaucrats do nothing right. They're lazy. They're not good at anything. They want to be average, and they screw everything up. You know, and they always think that they know better for us than what we know for ourselves. It's amazing. So she's going to attack the IRS code 162, and she'll screw it up again. Here's what you do. Stop with the 0% interest. Stop with capping the salaries. Open up the market so it's a free market. Bring the interest rates back up. Let it be a free market. Then whatever these CEOs get paid, it'll be fair because interest rates will be going up. They're not going to go borrow money at 0% anymore to go and buy more stocks of their company and keep pushing the price up. And so isn't it funny what happened? The stock prices went up so much in the last 8 years that they stopped the stock market from going up. And for 42 days, we went sideways, and the market didn't move 1% up or down because they were hoping that the earnings growth coming in from the quarters would get earnings growth and would catch up to the stock market. It didn't happen. So Friday, the first time this gal says, "Hey, we're going to raise rates," the market went down 400 points. But thank God we have a chart, and thank God we know what we're doing, and thank God I said to my gang members, "Relax. Let's enjoy the sell short. Let's make money on the way down." And then I said, but again, it's not a trend. It's not a trend. We got to wait one more day. And we did. And guess what? Now they're moving it back up. There's nothing better than using charts. But I got to tell you, it just drives me nuts, this Hillary. Why didn't she tell us it was her husband? That was her husband's deal. That IRS code 162M. Unbelievable. Here's what else got me today. Listen to this. Joe Scarborough on his show was trying to make an excuse for Hillary collapsing the other day.
I had a huge Democratic supporter call me yesterday afternoon saying, "It's over. It's over."
Oh, come on.
What? It's over. Did you see? She fainted. Trump's going to be. And I'm like, calm down, cowboy. And I went back and I looked at it, and it doesn't look great. But it's over. The campaign's over because she fainted. I mean, I know there are a lot of conspiracy theorists, and this is going to feed into it, but video doesn't look good. But I'll tell you what, I wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning every day. I've been doing it for a decade. Well, a lot of times we work till 10, 11 o'clock at night. There's some times where I'm walking downstairs and, I'm a very active guy. And I'll have to stop for a second and grab a handrail. I mean, you do that every day. Isn't that amazing how sick these people are? Aren't they? These people are sick. Look, the only thing that makes me sane is going back to my charts. So here's the number, 877-600-GANG, 877-600-GANG. I'm reaching out to you. This market now is going to get volatile. This market will collapse at one point. Maybe be after the election, but it's going to collapse. It's going to collapse. Don't tell me it's not. It is. This is now the third bubble. They created this bubble on purpose with low rates, propping this market up so the very wealthy could get wealthier. Now we got a problem. The companies, their profits aren't meeting what the stock price is. The stock price is at 50 when their earnings are at 10. The stocks are over 50% overpriced. But that's okay. We made money on the way up. Now we're going to make money on the way down, and you should too. So try for 4 weeks free the MV2. Call now, 877-600-GANG. They'll take your call. They'll set you up with a free MV2. You try it for 4 weeks. And by the way, during that 4 weeks, because you are a gang member, try all our programs. Just try all our programs. They're amazing programs. It's an amazing teaching format. You can free yourself from these dopes who tell you they know what's going to happen in the next 20 days or next 30 days. Anyone that says the stock's going to go up in the next, they're going to go up 20% the rest of the year or 50%, how do they know that? My chart knows. My chart knows. Join my gang now, 877-600-GANG. Join now.
You have been listening to Phil's Gang with your host, Phil Grandy, on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Remember to visit Phil's website at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or call the office, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
It's up to